Hi there, I'm Wayne Ferdine, Take Action Results Leadership and Business Coaching. In this short video, I want to talk to you about your effective billing rate, or your EBR. Many of you probably have an hourly rate that you charge, $100 an hour, $125 an hour, but that's not your effective billing rate. Your effective billing rate really is at the end of the year, how much money did you make for every hour that you worked? And I love math, so I love to have this conversation with my clients. I say, in a perfect world, if your business was humming along exactly the way you wanted it to be, how much money would you take out of your business in a year? And it doesn't matter whether you take it out as a salary or you take it out as dividends, just how much do you want to take out of your business? And very commonly, I get numbers like, hey, $150,000, $200 a year. Well, let's say you pick $200,000. And my next question is, how many hours did you work last year? Well, the average small business owner, no, let me back up. The average person on salary in Canada, or even hourly wage, works $1,700 to $1,800 an hour. Well, small business owners don't get to do that. Most small business owners are working at least 50 hours a week. Let's say you work 50 weeks a year and you manage 2 weeks off over the course of the year. You've now worked 2,500 hours. So if you take $200,000 out of your business, but you work 2,500 hours to do that, your effective billing rate is $80 an hour. Why is that important? Well, number one, you can say, wow, is that all I'm worth? That's a pretty good income, let's face it. But here's the most important part of that. How many things are you doing in your business that aren't worth $80 an hour? And you're a small business owner, you wear all kinds of hats and you're taking one off and putting one on. You're the sales guy, you're the bookkeeper, you're the guy cleaning up the office. There's all of those things that need to be done. You look at a big corporation who's got this huge executive team, the CEO, they've got VP this, VP that, senior managers. Well, in your small business, many of those key roles still have to be done, but who's doing them? And typically when you're starting out, you're doing all of them yourself. But one of the things you need to focus on as soon as you possibly can is, what is the value of the task being done? I recently did a bunch of work with a landscaper, and he has a team, 3 teams, great revenues, top line revenues, awesome. But he was getting bogged down and doing things he shouldn't be doing, and he didn't realize it. For example, he's got a crew out at a site. They're working at a big condominium complex doing all of the yard work, and one of the mowers broke down. So he gets a call that they needed this special part for one of their riding mowers. What did he do? Well, he stopped the work he was doing in the office, working on the business. He wasn't out cutting grass. He wasn't in the business. And he drove to the parts store, picked up the part, drove to the site, dropped it off at his guys, and back to his office. And I said to him, what was that worth? And he goes, well, I had to get the lawnmower up and running again. I said, is this a place where you typically buy parts from when you need them? He goes, yeah, they know me. I even have an account there. I said, why didn't you make a phone call and have a taxi driver pick it up and deliver it for you? You stopped doing $75, $80, $90 an hour work to do $15 an hour work. And it was like a light bulb went off in his head. And what's interesting is, for this business owner, he'd had the business 8 years. It was a good business. It was good money, but he hadn't had a real vacation in 8 years. He may have been able to squeeze in a long weekend here and there, but that was it. By working with him just for a few months on being really focused on how to own his schedule and how to focus on working on things that were at or above his effective billing rate, he was able that first year to take a 2-week summer vacation and then a week in the fall to go to Mexico. It was mind-blowing for him when he recognized that there are tools and strategies you can put in place to drive at your effective billing rate. And if you're doing a bunch of work that's less than your effective billing rate, you got to figure out how to get that work done by somebody else. And I can't afford it, I can't afford it. Well, What if you could afford it? What if you're doing $20 an hour work when you should be doing work that's worth $80 an hour to the business? There's still a $60 value gap that you could be bringing into the business. So that's the key to understanding your effective billing rate. What is it you want to take out of your business? How many hours are you prepared to work to earn that income? And then work real hard on figuring out how to stay at or above that EBR. Don't get hung up on your actual billing rate. That's necessary to drive income, absolutely. But at the end, it's really what was your effective billing rate. Just a thought of, have a great day.